Welcome back once again to CBSE Board Economics. My name is Saddam Hussain. I welcome you all. Today's purpose of making this special video a few days before your first term board examination for Class 10 and Class 12 is that the CBSE has issued a new circular today. A few days before the exam. It never happened in the history of the Central Board of Secondary Education that the CBSE keeps on issuing circulars a couple of weeks before the board examination. The CBSE is helpless because of the COVID-19. The schools are helpless, the students are helpless, the teachers are helpless, the whole system of the education has become helpless. Now today is 9th of November 2021. In this circle, there are two circulars the CBSE has issued here. Keep in mind, don't make a mistake, that your board exams for minor subjects for Class 12 are starting from 15th of November. Mind you, today is 9th, so we hardly have a couple of weeks. And the major subjects, they are starting from 1st of December. So what this circular about? The first thing that today on 9th of November, the CBSE has issued your roll numbers. We call it hall ticket. For regular candidates who are appearing from schools, who have been taking online classes from the school, who are attached to schools, CBSE schools, who have been studying in the school for a long time. So for those students, they can go to the school and get the roll numbers or the hall ticket. So that's very important. So for the regular candidates who have registered in the CBSE schools, they can go to the respective schools and collect the roll number. For those students who are appearing privately, Class 10 and Class 12 examination of CBSE, they can download the roll numbers and the hall ticket from the CBSE website. So that's the first circular. So keep in mind, for regular candidates, you get in touch with your school teachers, your school principal, they'll invite you. You can go and collect the roll numbers. That's a hall ticket. For private candidates, you can straightway download from the CBSE website. That's the first circular. The second circular, that's very important. This second circular, this has come as a boon for those candidates who are studying in a particular school in one city. Because of the lockdowns, because of COVID-19, they have migrated to their cities, some other cities, some other country even. They need not come to this school to give this examination, first term board exam. They can take this exam in their respective states or wherever they are in. For example, in Delhi, in the capital city of Delhi, the students come from very far off places, especially from northeastern states. There are students studying in Delhi schools. In Delhi public school, we have loads of students. In modern school, we have lot of students studying from, they come all the way from northeastern states, maybe Meghalaya, maybe Nagaland, maybe Assam, from those states. And for that matter, from other parts of India. So they have been studying in schools in Delhi, maybe I'm just naming two names, modern school or Delhi public school, because of good education system in the capital city. They were staying in the hostels before the lockdown. Because of the lockdown, because of COVID-19, these students have gone back to their native places, maybe in Shillong, maybe somewhere in some place in northeastern states, or maybe they've gone back to Mumbai, Bangalore or Chennai. Or some of the students, their parents are working abroad in Gulf countries, maybe in Dubai, maybe Abu Dhabi, or maybe in Kuwait, or maybe in UK. The students have gone back to their parents and they were having online coaching because of the lockdown. Now suddenly the CBSE has announced 2 board examination, term 1 in November, December and term 2 in March. So now it's a very tough times for these students. Imagine a student coming back from London to give the first term examination in Delhi, or imagine a student coming back all the way from Shillong, a student coming back from Chennai, because their hostels have been closed. So the teachers and the students have made a lot of representation to the students, to the CBSE. Finally CBSE has agreed. So this circular pertains for those students. So now the simple understanding of the circular is, if a student is studying in Delhi and he has gone back to his native place somewhere in Shillong, now he need not come back to Delhi to give this first term examination. He can take the exam in Shillong itself, whichever school which is closer to him, any CBSE school. He can take his practical exams as well as his theory exams. It's left to him. Or he can take his theory exams, and when he comes to Delhi, he can give his practical examination. But once if you opt a center there near to your home, that is the final. They're not going to change for practical and theory paper. This is a boon. This is even if a student is staying with his parents somewhere in UK, in England, in London, he need not come to Delhi to give the exam. He can take, there are so many Indian schools in UK, in London, he can give to some CBSE school in London itself. So this circular is a boon. This is a kind of happiness to the students. Otherwise they would have faced a lot of hardships because the hostels have been closed. The schools in Delhi are not opened yet, and they don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the facilities to give this exam just a few days before coming back to Delhi and give it. So I'll just read the circular. Subject of the circular is change of examination city, country for that matter, for term 1 examination for session 21-22. So the given in points, the first point is the facility for change of examination city, country will be available to the students who are residing in some other city or country and not in the city or country where they are studying because of COVID. If a student is studying in Delhi public school or modern school in Delhi, he has gone back to his parents somewhere in London. So he need not come and give the exam here in Delhi. He can give the exam in that country, UK. The students may request for change of examination or city country for theory examinations A, B. Change of examination city or country for theory examinations and practical examination, both of them. You can choose to give the exam in the city where presently you are staying, both practical as well as theory. The student concerned will make a request to the school requesting to change the center, city, theory examination or practical examination, or both as per the requirement. So you have to send email to your school, to the school principal, and the principal will be forwarding this mail to the CBSE. Accordingly, you will be given a center of your choice. Fourth point, while making the request, students will inform the city or state or country from where the students would prefer to appear in the theory examination or practical examination. Choose a school which is closer to your home, maybe in Shillong, maybe in Mumbai, maybe in Bangalore, maybe in London. The students will have the option to opt for only one city as a center of examination for both theory and practical. Two separate centers, that is one for theory and one for practical, will not be allowed. Suppose you have chosen a center, you have to give both your practical as well as theory papers there. Sixth point, in case the student opts for change of center, city, theory examination only, he will have to compulsorily appear in the practical examination from the school of his regular studies. Suppose you are appearing only for theory paper, come back to Delhi and give the practical paper whenever the schools open, whenever the system gets all right. And now, mind it, there's not much of time. I told you we are left with only 2 weeks for the CBSE board examinations to start. So that's why they have given the time schedule. Students will inform to the school through email or as communicated by the school about change of examination city by 10th of November, by tomorrow. Just one day they have given you. By tomorrow, by midnight, send the email. There's not much of time. If you decided to give the exam in the city where you are living presently, immediately send the mail to your school principal. It will save a lot of time, it will save a lot of hardship, it will save a lot of troubles for you all the way you come back to city and face the hardship, because the schools are not open and the hostels are not there. You'll be having food problem, you'll be having shelter, and you won't be able to concentrate at the exam. My sincere advice is, please choose a center which is close to your exam and give the exam there. Our schools will make a list of requests received and upload on CBSE website in their login ID latest by 12/11/2021. By 12th, everything will be finalized. You can see. Based on the request received by the school from the student, school will log in into school account on the CBSE website and submit the details of the student, name of the student, roll number, city, country. From there the student wishes to appear in the examination. You can check it by 12th of this month. And the ninth point, the choice of city from where a student wishes to appear in the examination should be submitted carefully, as no change will be allowed once a request is submitted by the school. So I told you, again, there is very little time left. So don't play with CBSE. Once if you chose a center, don't change it again. 10th point, based on the request, CBSE will allot the examination center in the same city or in a neighboring city close by to you. Decision of the CBSE in this regard will be final. And the 11th point, during the conduct of practical examination, marks will be uploaded as per instructions by the school from where the student has appeared in the practical examination. All things will be adjusted. The next point, the schools will be able to download the admit cards with the change center of the examination from their school login account. Suppose you are studying in Delhi, you opted a school in Shillong. So the school, you can get the roll number, hall ticket from that school. No request beyond the above schedule will be accepted by the boards. So that's it. Signed by Dr. Sanyam Bhardwaj. This is a controller of examinations, Central Board of Secondary Education. To put it in simple words, the students who are, I'm just taking an example of Delhi. To put it in simple words, the students who were studying in Delhi schools, any school in Delhi and staying in hostels, they all ran back to their cities, maybe Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, maybe Trivandrum, maybe Tiruchirappalli, or maybe London, maybe Shillong, maybe Jammu and Kashmir, or maybe some state, or maybe some other country. Some of the students study in Delhi whose parents are staying somewhere in the United States. Those students have gone back to their parents and staying with them happily. Now, since the board is conducting the first term board examination, it will be difficult for the students to come back and give the board examination here, because the hostels have been closed, the schools have been closed, there is no paraphernalia, there is no infrastructure for them. They will really have to face hardships. Keeping in mind, the CBSE has given the facility to the student. Take the best of it. Please don't come back to your schools and face hardships. You won't be able to concentrate on your studies. Concentrate on studies, study properly, and choose a center or a school which is close to your home so that you can have complete concentration or peace of mind. My sincere advice to the students, please don't try to come back to your school. Concentrate, have peace of mind, both to you as well as your parents. That's all. We have time. I'm sure you must have followed it. We have time for this video. Keep watching all the other videos which are really helpful to you. For this exam, we put many videos, both MCQs as well as the regular videos explaining the entire chapters, especially in economics. That will really help you. Thank you guys for watching. That's all we have time. It's goodbye. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, comment, and recommend this channel to your friends so that they will also be benefited, especially for Class 12 economics.